Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to go ahead and turn this set of drawings into this fighter jet body. By the time this series is done, you will be able to make this entire fighter jet and feel bright, brilliant, and confident about it. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and turn this set of sketches or the drawings into a sketch with the measurements that we need to make this model. So we're going to make the fighter jet. We'll click on the bubble number 1, and we will see the detailed drawing of this part. It doesn't have measurements on it that you can see right now. You're going to have to record those yourself. So to do so, you just click on the button and the value pops up and you need to write it down. You can see here in the thumbnail that I have already written down all of my measurements, produced a sketch. So you're going to want to create a sketch of each part and track all your measurements to the best you can on the paper utilizing the format shown here. This is pretty darn good format and it's very valuable. So take your time and try to do best to understand that before we move on to the next step. The next step we're going to use is we're going to go ahead and hit the fighter jet body, and this is where we're going to create. Okay, so when you open up Onshape, of course, you got a blank area. We're going to go ahead and start a new sketch as always. This time we're going to go on the front plane, and we're going to turn our view normal by tapping the N key on the keyboard, and we're going to give that sketch the name body, since that's the part we're going to make. The basic body profile is a rectangle, so we're going to use the rectangle tool. We'll use center point rectangle. This is going to be important because we're going to want to revolve around the center of the origin. So go ahead out here, utilize that, and then add the dimensions to it by tapping the D key or hitting the dimension tool at the top of the screen. And from our notes, we got the measurement of 6 and 12/16 of an inch. So that's 6 plus 12 divided by 16 will give you the measurement for the length. The height we measure to be 661,000, so 0.661. Oops, looks like it. 0.661, not 0.0661. There you go. So there's our rectangular prism for the body. We'll hit that finish sketch. I'm going to turn those planes off right now. Don't need them right now. And we're going to extrude that feature by tapping the extrude button. We're going to click the area that we want to extrude. This is going to be a new solid, which we're going to call body. And we're going to extrude this one symmetric. We want to go in both directions because we're going to be revolving around that center axis here. What was the depth? Well, from our drawings earlier, we got a depth of 432 thousandths. So we type in 0.432 and hit that green check mark. And there you have it. That is a rectangular prism. From there, we're going to add, we have 2 features to add. We have a revolve section on the one end, and then we have a rectangular prism on the other end. So we're going to go ahead and let's do the easy one first. That's a rectangular cutout. So we'll hit that sketch button, tap the largest face of the rectangular prism, turn the view normal by tapping the N key on the keyboard. We're going to come up and get our corner rectangle, or tap G on the keyboard. We're going to make sure that the top of the rectangular prism highlights yellow. Select that. So click and release. Move your mouse around somewhere until you know that you're not clicking on anything else. So not whenever that yellow line pops up from now on. I'm going to click and release on that. And we're going to add a dimension to it. So tap D on the keyboard or hit the dimension tool at the top of the screen. From our measurements on our sketch, we got 1.561 inches, 1/561,000, 1.5. And the depth of that cutout, as we can see from our detail view, was 170 thousandths. So measure from here to here, 0.170. And here you have it. So 1.561, 170 thousandths. And now we have a distance from the end we need to measure. 3 and 12/16, 3 3/4. Go ahead and measure from the end point to the vertical section of the rectangular prism. The rectangle is not a prism yet. 3 and 12/16. So 3 plus 12 divided by 16 is 3.75. And that is our wing cutout. We're going to go ahead and hit the green check mark is where we can finish that sketch. We're going to extrude that by tapping the extrude button at the top of the screen or Shift E on your keyboard. And we're going to call that wing cutout. And then that's going to be a remove. And the faces to remove will be right here. And we're going to go through all and click green check to finish. And now all we need to do is go ahead and add the revolve feature on the end. This part is where you'll find out whether or not you did your earlier parts correct. So we're going to go ahead and turn on our planes again. And we're going to create a new sketch on the front plane. And we're going to draw that sketch right here on the front end, on the right end of the block. Tools we're going to need for this are going to be the line tool. So first I'm going to draw a center line that everything's going to revolve around, a revolution axis. And we're going to right click and we're going to make that I'm going to escape first. I'm going to right click and we're going to make that a construction line because it's not going to be part of the model. It's just going to be a thing we're going to revolve around and we'll be able to measure to it. We do need to be able to use this line, so I'm going to click use here. So that makes this line active for us to work with. And I'm going to do the same for the vertical line on the right side. Using our line tool, we're going to draw a triangle that begins on the vertical right end of the prism, and then it goes out and past. And then we're going to do the same thing out here and close it off. So this is going to be this is going to be the tool that cuts away the material. Now we need to measure those locations. So the dimension tool, we're going to measure the distance from the center point to the center axis. And according to our drawings, we're looking for a diameter of 187 thousandths. So that's 0.187. However, since this is a revolve feature, it's going to be going all the way around. So we need to cut that in half. So we'll divide by 2 to get the radius. Now we need to know how far left and right to cut. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw another construction line. This one's going to go from the end, and we're going to bring it up till it's horizontal and intersects with the diagonal line. That line we'll be able to add a dimension to, which gives us our 1 2/1000 of an inch dimension. We'll call that nose cone. Hit that green check mark. And now we're going to revolve that feature and make this a nose cone. Hit the revolve button. Tap that area. Hover around, come on. You know what? I'm going to just click the entire sketch. There we go. The revolve axis will be right here. That worked. So to recap what I did, so we're going to click the revolve button. It's going to be a remove. call it the nose cone. And the area we're going to remove is going to be the sketch nose cone. The revolve axis will be this center mark. And green check, you're done. Congratulations. You got to this far, you're a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Enjoy, have fun, and as always, keep being awesome.